Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another show. My name is Tyler, and I'm here with Matt, the founder of ORATS. ORATS is an options analytics platform built on top of over 15 years of historical options data. Our dashboard is integrated with Tradier, meaning you can research and discover trades on our platform and then seamlessly send them through to your Tradier brokerage account. Today on the show, we're excited to show you the new ORATS Dashboard. We have a lot of new features, and let's get into it. Matt, do you want to share your screen and get us started?
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable, Tyler. Thanks for all your effort on this. And AI, I'm a believer. It's really helped us get quicker to market on a lot of things, and we have a lot of great things coming up. But we want to show you, still in development, it'll be out this week, and we've got a few other tricks up our sleeve as well. So thanks for all the hard work, and let's get into it. So,
All right.
we start off on the welcome page. So we have four sections of the dashboard. So that we're going to be looking at our online dashboard. ORATS, of course, has tools, which is what we're going to be looking at today, but also a ton of data, APIs, historical data, downloads, etc. We're going to be talking about the tools portion today. We break things down into four pillars for trading. So you want to research, then you want to implement well, you want to manage your risk, and you want to review how things are going to make any adjustments. So that's the keys to trading successfully, and we have built tools to help you do that. Our goal is to help you trade better, stick around, and make money and pay us money a little bit. So research. So let's start there. So we have backtesting, optimizing, trade ideas, our traditional trade builder, and Outlook. Of course, the backtesting we have when we say browse. So say backtest. That's going to be where you're going to normally go, but after you've kind of populated that. So we'll give you a few curated strategies, which means we've looked and found some strategies to get you going, but you're going to want to go in and find the types of strategies that match your risk tolerance and your income to risk ratios. So that's in the browse. A custom backtester is the newest thing. We've moved the legacy into the dashboard. So that's a big thing. And then for more advanced traders, and you could then take your backtest and optimize entry and exit points. So that's using indicators like, is the moving average of the stock price in a phase where this particular strategy does well. And then we have trade ideas that are built on the 300 plus million backtests that we have pre-canned. So, and then many of you are familiar with our trade builder and Outlook, which we've talked about on other shows. So should we get into it, Tyler?
Yeah, lots of tabs to kind of go over there. But the newest one, the one that's had the most updates, is the custom backtester. We've shown off the trade ideas and browse backtests before. So yeah, let's get into the custom.
Yeah. So the custom backtest is this matches what the legacy can do. So before, there's a basic custom backtester, but if you get more advanced, this is actually bringing the old legacy backtester, former legacy, into the dashboard. So we're excited about that. So you can pick your symbol, SPY. You can even upload a CSV if you want for entry and exit points. So it's a little bit more advanced. So we'll just stick to the basics here. Let's just say we want to do a short put spread. We want to do a shorter term, so 2 weeks. We want to do something like, let's just say, a little bit more out of the money. That's moving the deltas up and down. So we're going to be short a 25 delta, long a 10 delta. I'll just run that backtest right now. And so it submits it. And then, below you could see that, I have a list of ones that I've run before. and it's running that short put spread right now. But I could also, now continue to set, entry parameters. This one goes all the way back to 2007. I could set a start date and end date. Entry days, sometimes I like to, especially if it's a longer term back test, I like to say, well, trade it every 20 days or every 1 day even. So you can kind of get rid of the path dependency for some of these. This is a shorter term one, so we'll let it run just on its own here. Stock position, you could put an overlaid stock position on there. Return type, you could either do notional or margin return. Notional is a little bit more penal, so it's lower, but it makes it more comparable to other types of strategy. Spread yield, that's often a good one to put in there. And then we have a mouse over informational thing, so you could say what you want, what type of a spread yield that you want to use. Sometimes you have to remember to put negatives and positives. And the reason that we do that is sometimes it'll be close to zero, like I don't know, a broken wing butterfly could either be a long debit or a short credit butterfly. So, you have to be a little bit careful with that. And you could put, other inputs in as well. And then, there are entry dates like earnings or conferences, and then there are other types of indicators like contango, et cetera. You want to take that out because it will be using these if we don't. Implied volatility, you could do that as well. And exiting, do you want to exit at a certain point? So let's test some exits on that. So for a short put spread out of the money, maybe we'll do a 50%. So it's a negative. Oh, that was good. So yeah, so negative 0.5, and then we'll take profit at like, let's just say 0.5. Let's see how that looks. You could set holding days. We're not going to go into a back testing thing here, but we will just show you that now you can do much of many of the things that you could in the legacy backtester that you can here. But the cool thing is now we have the ability to integrate these backtests here. So now this is a short put spread that we put that we showed. You could change the view of it like by increasing the amount of margin that you would use. So so let's just say we like this. So we could either save it. So we could download all of the data for it, or we could scan for options. So how are we doing so far, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. We call advanced custom backtester because we've had a separation of the basic and then the legacy. And we have a lot of people who love the legacy. So we're taking all those features, putting them in the dashboard. And because they're in the dashboard now, we have this integration into the rest of the dashboard tooling. So the save backtests, the scan for options, the optimizing, and of course, the better UI experience. So yeah, super excited for this.
Yeah, so check it out. So I could save it, which I did. I'm gonna go do a trade on it later, but I'm also gonna set it up for auto trading because that's one of the new big things. So we could now, start forward testing the strategy. So when you look at a strategy, you want to have a good strategy, but you want to make sure it works not only in the back test but in forward testing. So we're gonna look at that. Optimizing that'll be a separate one. So let's go look for this in the saved back tests. So now, here's our saved back test, and we'll skip the tour. So that's cool that you could see a tour, but we'll look for, I have a lot. So I'll look for the short put spreads, and I actually have a lot of short put spreads. So I'll look for the short put spreads here, and okay. So let's view this back test, and let's now scan for options. Okay, actually, first of all, let's set this up where we're going to auto trade it. So So now I'm auto trading this. And what that means is, every, near end of day, just to match this is a near end of day back test that goes back to 2007. So it only looks and trades once during the day. We are actually teasing intraday back testing, but for this one, it's near end of day. So that'll go into my auto trade paper trading. So that's where the auto trading goes. So that's this, enable auto trading. So that's enabled. What I want to do now is I want to add this to my, I want to scan for options because I want to put this in my, my positions. So here's the short put spreads that I could rank them. So I like to put forecast a little bit higher. And so I'm going to check that out. Okay, so now I noticed that, okay, so interactive brokers, that's where I want to, I have a few different positions, and I know that I want to put this in this particular broker. So this is a live trade. So I'll review this trade. Of course, we have Tradier, interactive brokers, and other brokers as well. So this is going out. So that was filled at $1.40. And now let's go look at my positions. So this is, I think, the coolest part. This is, you could see all the positions. You could see my SPY. You could see this short put spread that we just put on. And then now what you could do is, I want to see or first of all, you could just go look at that alone in the risk profile page. So you look at the trade, and I want to see the payoff picture for it, right? So this is the payoff picture for this particular trade. Now, the cool thing is I could do a portfolio analysis of all my positions in this particular broker. So I could see that, okay, so I'm pretty long and I've got positive theta. So, I kind of want to be a little bit long here. And, way down, this is, you could barely see the standard deviations here, but there's one standard deviation, two standard deviation. So 3 standard deviations. I'm still, it's a large account. I'm only losing $2,000 in this. So I'm good with this. So I like, this is the type of position that I want to have on. You can see the distribution for SPYs. It has more kind of upward and a fatter tail on this side. So that's the 100% distribution. This is based on historical actual moves.
Yeah, this risk profile, we could do a whole show on this portfolio analysis.
Right.
I don't want the viewers to get overwhelmed because we sometimes go into too much to the weeds for some of this stuff, but it's super cool. I mean, this risk profile in and of itself with the trade analysis and portfolio analysis is very powerful. And we've built so many really complex calculations into here to make this very easy to understand. But yeah, I think this could be a whole show. So probably,
but the point is that, you want to know your overall risk, right? And so, in terms of SPY, for example, so you're long, so you're leaning long. So a lot of people don't even know what their overall kind of position is. So at ORATS, we're able to add these risks. We have all these different positions, and we're able to kind of add them together. Now, if you're going to say, well, TLT, I don't want to add that, I don't want to have that affecting my portfolio, then you could take that out and say, well, what is my, if you want to manage TLT differently, what is my, what do I look like now? So it's pretty similar, but really cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So that's how I use it. So I'm throughout the day, let me turn off my notifications. Throughout the day, I'll use, go into positions. I'll, manage, so I have a trader position. I have, and then, how am I doing? I'm down a couple $100 today. I could look and see, well, what does my overall position look like? So I've got tail coverage here, and so it looks like kind of a long, even though in a short little delta. So I could, I'd look at all my positions in all my different brokerages, and I could say, I'm not leaning one way or the other too much. I feel good about this. So, you could tell that like some of these brokerages I'm a little bit long and I have a little bit of downside risk, but it's taken care of in the trader position. So I feel pretty good about it. So now what we've talked about so far is, we have the ability to go look for certain types of positions. I like to be hedged and find positions that backtest well, but then don't have risk in a portfolio level. Let me know if that makes sense, Tyler. So there's a portfolio level, like overall, like am I long or am I short? I want to keep that pretty flat, and then I want to go find backtests that look like they're going to work, and then meld all those together, and then that's where I get my alpha, and then that's how I make my money in trading.
Yeah, and the auto trading helps with that, right? Because there are so many back tests and so many strategies that you can have on. It's great to have that automatically be managed, and you can kind of manage your portfolio and do a lot more.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second, because one of the hard things about having indicators on certain types of back tests is it's difficult to know when to get in and when to get out. The auto trader, when it fires, you know that, okay, this is a good trade to get into now, right? And so I have all these auto traders enabled. I have some, like when the forecast infinite volatility is greater than the implied volatility, get into it. So it's kind of like, there's some difficult things to monitor, but like I know I want to get in when this specific indicator is in a specific spot. So this green area is good for this particular back test, and so I want to have it tell me when to get in. So that's what for example, this particular strategy that tells me when I want to get in and get out of certain trades, and that's what the auto trading does. Is it will tell you. So all of a sudden I'll get like an alert that, hey, this traded today. So that's a good thing about the auto trading, Tyler.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this auto trading. This will be rolling out either later this week or early next week. So excited for that. Yeah, let's get into a few quality of life improvements, what they would be called. So we have all these updated features: custom backtester, auto trading, the risk profile, portfolio analysis. We've listened to your feedback, and all of you viewers and clients, and we've integrated some super neat improvements. They're small, but I think they're really going to help the workflow out. Those two things are pinned tabs and a dark mode. So Matt, if you want to go over those.
Yeah, so you could pin your tabs, because I always go to all positions, and I go to the back testing to figure out which back test to get. So those are pin tabs. So no matter where I am, I could go back and find that. And then so the light and dark mode. So you could go into dark mode here, or back to light mode, which is very cool. Like a lot of people ask about that.
Yeah.
And so we've integrated that in here as well, Tyler.
Yeah, these quality of life improvements, super cool. I think I know I use the pin tabs, I use the dark mode, and I think a lot of you guys will too. So yeah, ORATS Dashboard 3.0. We got lots of improvements, new tools, new features. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And And then I'll also tease out, like, we're on scanning, on stock scanning, we're adding, quite a bit more of, and improving sectors, correlations, and adding some asset types. So, like, a lot of times when you're searching, you'll get like leveraged ETFs. There's a way to turn that off, so that's really cool. Yeah, so we just have we're continuing to listen. So if you have any input, let us know. We have a large list of input from our clients, and that helps us prioritize what we're going to work on next. So that's where we're going with it, Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely listen to you guys' feedback. That'd be great. All right. Is there anything else to show in here? Yeah, we got kind of if you guys are not tools subscribers, we have the API console, quick access in the left sidebar at the bottom. So yeah, that's super helpful for your API users. We have the community tab in there as well. We have people asking questions about how to use ORATS, and we answer them, and we actually have a lot of you guys, a lot of ORATS community clients helping other people out. So that's nice to see in there.
Yeah.
And you can change your, manage your subscription from there, I think. So yeah, this new left sidebar, I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's a lot easier to navigate now. And we got a lot of the popular tabs and things grouped together a little more cleanly. So
see the largest trades in the market right now. You can see the macro calendar, what's coming up. Like, there's a big thing on Wednesday. What is that? Well, that's employment coming out in PMI. So, we know Wednesday at 10, be careful when you're trading. So you could always go trade, look at all those. So, I could pin that and say, okay, well, I want to check that each morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it for me, Tyler. That was, again, I don't want to get too far in the weeds on any of these things, but the big thing again is the legacy backtester. It's so great to have it integrated into the system. Now we could go find it and send those orders in. And
oh yeah, I have something to go over while we have a little bit more time here. The welcome tab. So a few things here. We have kind of curated workflows that we've designed based on how people use ORATS the most effectively. And these include videos on how to use those tools in the workflows and sort of guide you into a direction. So if you're just looking for some of the best ways to use ORATS, you can come here. We also have all of the learn and the resources and the help has been put in here as well. So there's links to our blog and university, and there's also links to old webinars in here too.
And of course, auto's awesome. So what you're talking about here, Tyler, is, how do you like to trade? Do you use backtesting? Do you use just scanning? Are you looking at earnings? If you're looking at earnings, go look at a market overview, go look at the macro calendar, and then the outlook for a particular stock that you find, and then go look in the trade builder. Are you looking at scanning? Scan for stocks, filter by options, analyze your risk, and execute and manage. And then of course we have direct links to each one of the tools, but also links to videos on all that. So very helpful. Look at your back test. You could use the optimizer, you can auto trade, and then review your performance in the trade journal. So, literally almost everything out there is under one roof at ORATS. And, we're trying to make it, the risk when you have so many things, it becomes overwhelming, but, just pick your niche and learn that. You don't have to learn everything, so we've tried to make it so you could come in, do your thing, and get out without getting too confused. But that's the risk we take by putting a lot of features in. But we have so much help, and there's so deep that you could go at ORATS, all under one roof. So once you learn it, we're just going to keep growing with you. So that's what we're about here at ORATS.
I like how you said it. It's truly an all-in-one platform. I mean, just like the risk profile stuff on its own is, could be a whole platform. So it's like it's crazy just how many features are packed into here and how many different workflows you have. I mean, we have so many different types of clients using the dashboard and our APIs. So yeah, there's just so much you can do. And we hope to also kind of be with you as to help you learn and grow as a trader. That's why we do these webinars. It's why we put out so many resources in our university and our blog content, is because we know that you guys are going to come here and use us for your use case, but then learn more along the way and hopefully, make more money and grow as a trader and learn more along the way.
And manage your risk and know what your risk is and compare that to your personal risk tolerances. That's the big thing in investing.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys don't get overwhelmed, and this new dashboard is a better way to navigate things. But if you do get overwhelmed, that's okay. We have a lot of resources for you, and we're there with you along your trading journey to help you learn more and understand the markets better. Yeah.
All right, Tyler. Yeah, nice show. Great work on the tool, on the dashboard tool. And again, we look for more feedback from our clients and continuing to grow. And that we know the things. I always like to tease things out, but we have more things that are coming. So stay tuned here, and come back and you'll see even more and greater stuff.
Yes, so excited to share some of the additional stuff we've been working on. We've been rolling things out like crazy. So yeah. Thank you for the demo, Matt. And if you guys want to try the new ORATS dashboard, it will be rolled out over this next week. If you have any questions, just email support@orats.com or leave a comment in this video. Thanks very much, and we'll see you guys again next week.
Thanks, Doug.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.